Hi, I'm Timothy Hughes from Instatech Pivot's R&D department, and today we're going to be talking about some considerations and safety precautions when sampling fertilizer from a pile such as you see behind me. So our first consideration is always safety. So different sites are going to have different minimum PPE requirements, but for this site we have high vis, long sleeves, long trousers, safety boots, hard hat, and safety glasses to protect our eyes from dust and projectiles. We also have gloves to protect our hands, and we carry a dust mask in case we create dust. Another consideration is this is a high traffic area. We have front end loaders moving through as well as trucks getting to the piles of fertilizer. So it's always best to make sure the site manager knows you're in the shed so that they can stop those high traffic equipment from moving. Additionally, in this site we have a policy of buckets down and handbrakes on for all front end loaders when people are within the shed. Another consideration is engulfment, as a pile of this size can suddenly collapse onto you, so it's always best to have someone with you when sampling piles like this, but also never to approach the face of a fertilizer pile that has formed a sort of cliff face. Alright, so now we've got all our safety considerations taken care of. Next job is to actually sample the fertilizer. So we have to make sure we have the right equipment. So today we're using a sample spear. It's also known as a double tube or a D tube for short. So the way this works is it has two compartments. In a compartment which you can open up to allow the fertilizer to flow in. Then you can close that off, withdraw it from the pile, and pour the sample out from the top. So if we go ahead, we can open up the compartment inside, close it off, withdraw our sample, and pour that into a bucket. So for a fertilizer pile of this size, you're probably going to want to take numerous samples from without the pile to make sure you get a representative sample, as the one spot can be vastly different to another space. Alright, so now we have our sample from various places around the pile. We have to make sure now that it's traceable. So we need to label it with all the information that we're provided. So firstly, we know this is MOP. We know the bay number that we're sampling. We know the site, and we know the date and the time. So to ensure traceability, we put all that information onto the sample container so that we can track it down later to compare the results.